In this video, I'll be explaining how you can book rooms through Google Calendar. So what this alleviates now is you having to go out to the internet, find a room, and then possibly go into Google Calendar or your Outlook calendar and invite people to the event. So it's like it eliminates that double booking. In addition, if you've ever experienced that frustration of creating an event and reserving it every day you need the computer lab separately, this now alleviates that because you can set up a repeating event. So if you have to reserve a room every Tuesday, you can easily do that in one step within Google Calendar. So to illustrate here, I'm going to click on a day and double click actually. And there's a new feature that popped up that we didn't have before. Next to guests here, we now have a rooms feature. So if I'm looking to book an event for, say, a conference, and I'm looking to book it on May 10th from 11 to 11:30, and I happen to be a teacher at Evamere, I can click on Evamere and now see what rooms or resources are available for me to book. So if I want to book this in the computer lab, I can click on that. Now it's put it in the where it's going to be meeting in the computer lab. I have that room reserved. Notice it came off the list, so nobody else is going to be able to book the computer lab from 11 to 11:30. And now I can also invite guests. Once I have my room booked, it shows up as a participant. It's also in the where. And now I can invite any guests that I want to, including distribution groups. So I can invite Kristen. I can also invite the rest of the tech team to come. And it's going to send invitations to all of these people within that event. I'm actually going to get rid of Kristen and the tech team so that they don't really get invitations to this. But I am going to go ahead and save it. And now it's on the calendar here. I've booked it on my calendar, and it's also on the Evamere Computer Lab calendar. So one way that you can get these resource calendars or these rooms to show up within your calendar if you want to see them is by coming to other calendars here, clicking on this drop-down arrow to the right, go to Browse Interesting Calendars. From there, you are going to select More. There's a new field that recently populated as we created these rooms and resources called Resources for Hudson K-12, and they're listed by building. So I'm going to come here to Evamere, and you can subscribe to see any of these calendars if you want to see their rooms within your calendar. I'm going to come over here and preview the Evamere Computer Lab. I'm going to head to the month of May since I have some reservations in there already. And you can see when the lab has been signed out so that you don't need to, you can avoid double booking things. If I head back to my calendar here, I can see all of the events for this. If I turn off my own calendar, actually click here. Now I can just see the events that have been booked for the B1 Computer Lab. I'm going to come here to Wednesday. Even though there's an event booked, I'm going to go ahead and create a new one. And if I go to rooms, I'm going to see that actually the computer lab's not available. I don't even have that as a choice because if you recall, it was already booked during that time frame. So I won't be able to select a room that's already been booked to really avoid that double booking. On that same token, you can also set up a repeating event. This event happens to be a repeating event. Right here underneath the date and time, it's set to repeat weekly on Wednesdays until May 24th. So at the beginning of next school year, if you're going to sign out a lab or a room weekly, you can go ahead and input that here in the screen. If it's an event that occurs every 4 weeks, every 2 weeks, every week, you can really customize that within this field. So overall, I think that this is going to be a great feature within Google Calendar. It's going to avoid having to book things on the internet and then go into Google Calendar and invite people. It's really going to save you that time and do it all in one step. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We're really glad to help you with Google Calendar and reserving rooms.